What is going on, folks? It's Aaron the Hammer Haynes, and we're gonna do something a little bit different on my channel. I'm gonna be reviewing some music here. One of my favorite musicians is Paul Simon. You might know him from Simon and Garfunkel from the '60s. I know old people music right here, but music that I grew up with when I was a baby, when I was a little kid, was from him in the early 90s. And as you know, my Instagram name is 50 Ways to Leave Your Drummer. That is a play on 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, and his drummer from the 70s, Steve Gadd. But he came out with a new album last week, and I'm going to listen to it finally and tell you my thoughts. I've heard some great things about it. And how he created this album, waking up early in the morning, all those nights, coming up with ideas, and came up with 7 songs that I think I heard they were like one track, so it's about half an hour's worth of music, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just gonna listen to it, tell you my honest opinion. I heard he went back to his roots, and there's only like 1 or 2 instruments on this album, so nothing like a full band or like he has been doing. And even though he's semi-retired now and he's 81, I'm still glad that he's making music and he has the ability and capacity to put more out there. And I'm gonna open this up, show you what you get. For all you youngers out there, this is almost old-timer music, because my parents were the one who got me into Paul Simon, and I'm a youngin', so if you're watching this, yeah, your parents might know will know who this is. Or if you're really young, your grandparents will know who Paul Simon is. The album is called 7 Psalms, taken from the book of Psalms. I guess it was his main inspiration. It's got that owl, 2 owls. If you go on Wikipedia, it'll tell you more about it, what the inspiration was behind it and stuff. But I heard that he came up with the idea waking up randomly at night and writing down his lyrics and his thoughts, and then he just came out with an album sometime last year and came out today. So very nice. I know CDs, very old, ancient technology here, but nice little booklet. I always enjoy a physical, tangible copy of an album. All these great lyrics. I mean, Paul Simon is a true visionary, a true master, a true poet, and a true musician at heart. And when he creates something like this, even if it's 1 or 2 or 3 instruments, it's just great. I mean, obviously, I would have wanted him to do his whole full band and play music and tour and you know, all the South African musicians and stuff. But this is great too. This is great. Let's see. Words and music by Paul Simon. Yeah, there's only like a few instruments. His wife is on this as well, a couple songs. Him on guitar and some other instruments as well. And there's some string players on here too, and woodwinds. So it's very a minimalistic approach to it, and nothing too big or production wise as well. compared to stuff from the 80s that he's known for, and especially on the 90s with the Rhythm of the Saints, with a whole percussion ensemble. But for Paul Simon to put something out like this is great. I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty excited. He's one of my favorite musicians, and for him to put out 7 tracks, that's just 7 tracks of getting lost and just trying to interpret his music and enjoy it and try to understand it. This is definitely a mature kind of album, kind of music, and I'm going to listen to it right now and come back to you in a bit and let you know what I think. And if you love Paul Simon, go check out his new records if you haven't already. 7 Psalms. It's been a few years, even more, since the last one, Into the Blue Light, which has the blue cover and his blue silhouette. That one was great too. Those were like reinterpretations of some of his old songs, and those had quite a few musicians on it, a full band in the studio. And then of course the one before that, Stranger to Stranger, is another one, one of his last ones before he retired, of original music. This is the first one in a while of original music that he composed and that he made, that's all original. So yeah, let me listen to it real quick and give you my honest opinion when I get back. So I just got done listening to Paul Simon's new album, 7 Psalms, and what a great, remarkable album. This is pure poetry. It's one whole track, and it's divided into like 7 chapters, if I want to get that correct. So yeah, 33 minutes of music, one whole track, 7 chapters. Excerpts from the first track, The Lord, appear twice. The first track is called The Lord. Excerpts from it appear throughout the piece. Kind of like interludes, if I want to say. It's almost like reading it's almost like reading the book in the Bible. Yeah, see, the first track is The Lord, and even though it's not considered a track on the record itself, it appears right here too, The Lord, as interludes. So it makes you think, it makes you wonder. This album is great. I'm not one to talk like a music critic here or a professional reviewer. I'm just telling you what I think in my first thoughts and my first impressions. But this is a great album in the acoustic and folk vein. Just Paul Simon and his guitar, his acoustic guitar, very few instruments, very light percussion. If you're expecting this to sound like Paul Simon's soft rock and world beat and world music from like the 70s and 80s, that's not it, man. This is a mature, toned down Paul Simon from the last few years. Some of the songs remind me of some acoustic songs and folk songs from his last few albums, and especially from one of the albums, I forget the name of it, but yeah, in recent albums, some of the songs remind me of that. Just him and his acoustic guitar, minimal instruments, and yeah, it's definitely a nice piece and to listen to. And when I was listening to this, I was reading along, and I think that's what most of you should do when you're listening to 7 Psalms. definitely something to relax and you know, sip on your wine or something, and just get lost in the music. And Paul Simon paints a picture when he made this album, and when you're listening to it, it makes you think, it makes you wonder. It's definitely a great record. He definitely tones it down a lot compared to previous records. But just because he tones it down doesn't mean it's going to be a bad record. I mean, this is great. Everything that Paul Simon has ever put out since the beginning, since the Simon and Garfunkel days, is awesome. I know this is like old-timer, old people music, and a lot of your grandparents, or if you're younger, maybe your parents or whoever, will know who this is. I know this is a little bit different on than my usual content here on this page, but for anybody out there looking for some great folk and acoustic music, that's pure poetry, man, check out Paul Simon's new album, Seven Psalms. It's about 33 minutes of music, 7 tracks that count as one, and you yeah, this is great. Read more about it on Wikipedia. He definitely took his time on this one, and it came out great. And my honest opinion is, it's a great album. I'm not one to speak like a music critic or get into too much detail, but this is great. Sit back in your easy chair and get lost in his music, and just, you know, listen to some great tunes, man. So that's going to do it for this video. Let me know what you think about Paul Simon's Seven Psalms. It's been out for 5 days already. And yeah, comment, like, subscribe. Other content on the way. My usual content. I know this was a little bit different. And yep, see you in the next video.